Hello and welcome to the channel. Aditi here, and today I am a part of the Wow Embossing YouTube hop, sharing my journal page using the new release duo set for the first time ever, A Night on the Town, which has this glass of fizz and sparkling sunset. So for this hop, I have created this journal page, and I would like to remind you to check the description box for all the details pertaining the giveaway. There is the complete hop list, and there are several designers who are inspiring you all with different embossing powders that have been recently released. So we have this duo set as well as two trio sets. Now, about my journal page, I have just prepped the background and gotten it ready with some watercolor from Altenew. I am using watercolor tubes with the leftover paint on my palette, and I have just gently created a nice yellowish orange watercolor wash for my page. I am then using the Mega Blossom stencil from Altenew with Grassfields green ink, and I begin by actually ink blending the layer which has the first set for the leaves and the stem. What this helps me do is decide where I would want my flower cluster, and since I want to have three on the page, I just align wherever the flower goes and then place my leaf accordingly to get an idea of where I would like to have that cluster. So once that's done, I go back in with the first layer for the flower, and I am using maple yellow here for two of the flowers, and I will be using pastel sunshine for one of the flower. I am just coordinating this with the two embossing powders, so keeping one flower more yellow orange to use the sparkling sunset, and creating one flower more pinkish red to use the glass of fizz embossing powder. So I am just ink blending that yellow color on the first base layer for that flower on two of these flower clusters. And I love using the Altenew mini blending tools for this. I find that I have more control and I am able to really blend in the ink very well through these layered stencils for that reason. So as mentioned, I have finished the yellow, and then I'm just going in with this pastel sunrise or sunshine, whatever that is called. I do have all the colors listed in the description box below, and just adding that base layer for my single flower there. So I am going in with the idea of these three huge florals for this page. This is a larger journal that I'm using here, an 8 by 8 inch journal, and I think this really works well for that. Now for the second layer on the yellow flowers, I am using honey drizzle and just adding that second layer with a deeper darker yellow and nicely blending through that, creating a little depth. For the second layer on that pink flower, I have gone in with the burnt red and brought in a darker intensity there. So definitely I'm not using all the colors as in the set. I have skipped some and just added some to create that variation and depth. I did bring in a little bit of this orange, I think autumn blaze, on the second layer for the yellow flowers to bring in the orangish tone there. For the second layer of the green, I am going in with Shadow Creek and bringing in that depth and dimension through the second layer for the leaf stencil. So once that's done, I am then going to use my foam blending tool with the embossing ink pad, and I will stencil through the topmost layer over this, just so I can use my embossing powder to bring in that layer of shine and color onto these flowers. So like I said, I am going in with the sparkling sunset over the yellow orangish flowers, and I am going over with glass of fizz, which is more of a reddish tone, on the pink reddish flower. So just simple blending in the embossing ink through the stencils and applying the embossing powder over these floral clusters and then heat setting them to achieve that bling for my flowers. That is a look at the shine that I have achieved with just that. Now for the leaves, I am going to repeat the same process but with Glimmer Fields green, and add highlights using that green just to bring in that sparkle and bling from the embossing powder over the leaves and the stem as well. Now to further enhance the background and add more details, I am using the half tone stencil again from Altenew, and using my same foam blending tool, I am applying embossing ink very randomly through the stencil all around just so I can create embossed circles. And I'm going to go over with glass of fizz to add embossing powder over these embossed circles, creating a nice stunning pattern for the background. I am then just using my dual heat tool on the second heat setting and melting all of this embossing powder, and with that I have a perfect background ready, and I just need a little bit of the contrast, so I'm using this Shades of Friendship stamp from Altenew that has a nice background pattern with black obsidian ink, and just adding touches of stamping detail on the edge of my page. To complete it, I have used some journal stickers to just add meaning and tie it all in together. And here is a closer look at all the fabulous details of this page. I hope this has inspired you to create something of your own. And like I mentioned before, do hop along to enter the fabulous giveaway. Also check the other ongoing hops over on the blog as well as Instagram. Until the next time, bye bye.